Bung bung. Feeling tired? That. Perk up and level up with Bung Bung Coffee's delicious modern dark roast. Your favourite brewer's favourite brew. bungbungcoffee.com.
Welcome to the party. Best show on the internet. Ask anybody. You know it's easy money. Sit back, relax, get your headphones, everybody. Welcome to the party. Blackout in the booth. Every episode's a party. We go hard like Ricky Bobby. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party, Bung Bung. It's your man Claytron, aka the Big Boss Man, aka the Clumsy Jeweler, because I'm always dropping gems, aka the Milkman, because I always deliver, aka the PhD of podcasting, the Magnum PI of podcasting, the Captain, the Jack Kerouac of podcasting, because I am on the road, boy. Yeah, man, I just got home from the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, doing my first ever solo run there. So I was over there for 2 weeks, and pretty successful, I'd say. Pretty successful, I would say. You know, we had 10 shows over there, cancelled 1, so did 9 out of 10, which is solid. You know, cancelled on like Wednesday or Thursday night. The rest went crazy. Second week really picked up. I think word of mouth started sort of moving tickets, so that was dope, man. Sold out on my last night. Actually brought extra chairs in, so finished off with a bang, man. And same sort of challenges as I had in Adelaide. You know, had this expectation that I wasn't going to sell tickets, and then the first week I wasn't really selling tickets, and I was getting upset that I wasn't selling tickets. You know, you always say like, you know, I might have 10 people in, and then all of a sudden you're expecting a sellout because there's still tickets left, and you're like, well, we've got 10 sold already, so hey, maybe we'll sell another 20, and then you don't, and you're like, fuck, how come I didn't sell 30 tickets? Anyway, it was just, you know, you want the room to be full, that's all. But the second week, it really started to fill up, and then we had a sellout on the last night, which was awesome. That was a banging show. You know, sometimes your confidence fluctuates when you're having various amounts of people in there, so you're getting different types of responses to your hour. Then you have a sold out show and it bangs like that. It's like, oh shit, so the hour is good. Hopefully the hour's good. Maybe it was just a hot crowd, but it was sick. Absolutely loved that night. Loved the Friday as well. Last 2 nights that I was there went off. And then I had a show when I got back to Adelaide. On Sunday, I arrived in Adelaide about 11 o'clock in the morning, had a show at 8 o'clock at night for Cold Blooded Comedy, which was sick, at the Somerset Hotel in Para Hills. So there's probably about 50 or 60 people in there, and that was good. That was a fun time. So yeah, man, I've done over 60 shows in 50 days, which is something that I've clearly never done before. Don't have that type of opportunity in Adelaide. Well, you do in March at Fringe, but if you don't do a full run, you've got to rely on other people putting you on their shows, which can happen. But hey, man, we did, dude, pretty much independently. You know, I got on a couple of other shows here and there, but pretty much independently did 60 shows in 50 days over the last 6 weeks, which is just unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. So I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty comfortable on stage, pretty confident with what I'm doing. And now it's just time to get booking, man. I got to get back out on the road and doing comedy, doing jokes to people, man. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do. Apart from that, man, I don't know. Just a sick week last week. Like the first week I stayed with friend of the show, Steve. He helped me shoot like a promo video, which was awesome. He helped me with all my my ads and stuff over Fringe and Comedy Fest. So Yeah, he's just really skilled with that type of shit. And I watch like YouTube videos, tutorials and shit for meta advertising, and I can't figure it out, bro. I can't figure it out. I don't know if that makes me stupid or if it makes meta too complicated, but man, I cannot figure it out. So Steve helped me with that. I think it was working, Plus word of mouth after the first week of shows, we got people coming through, which was dope. A lot of friends came as well. So shout out to all my friends, but shout out to the strangers that took a punt, took a chance, and shout out to anyone who shared their thoughts. Shout out to Beat Magazine for another great review. The reviews are sort of like really coming through thick and fast these days, which is awesome. Love that. But yeah, man, it's just been hectic. The second week, like I said, I stayed with a friend of the show, Steve, the first week. Second week, Rach and Kenny came and we had an Airbnb, and it felt like we were on holiday. And I was just with them every day. And then we're going then at night I'm going off to work. And Kenny was really cool about that. A couple times he said don't go, and I just told him, well, I have to. That's what we're here for. And he understood that, and he's getting really good at that. But we went to the Sea Life Aquarium. We went to the zoo. We went to the markets, the botanic gardens. Is it botanic or botanical? Because when I say botanical, I feel stupid, bro. I like to just go with botanic. Botanic garden. Is it gardens or garden? It's one big garden, right? Botanic garden. The botanic garden. How many botanic gardens are we talking about? I don't know if it's botanical, though. Botanical sounds real slow, Botanical sounds like someone doesn't know what they're talking about. But we went to the botanic gardens. We went and did sports. We were playing cricket out on the oval, playing soccer, getting mad coffees. And considering Melbourne's coffee culture, I got to tell you this. Yeah, there's some good coffees out there, but there's some bum coffees out there, bro. And you try to go to different spots, so you're getting like taste of different local areas. Dude, there was a couple of trash coffees that I got. Trash. I went to one place which was like this American style deli. I'm not going to name it. And I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be fire. And then it's like this American style deli. One guy in there is like Russian and the other one is Asian lady. And I was like, well, this doesn't add up. Actually a lot of diverse people, when I say, like working like a New York deli. It was like a New York style deli, but smaller, not like a diner, like a deli. And yeah, it just didn't add up when I saw the sort of ethnicities of the people when I walked in there. I was like, oh, okay, well, they've been inspired by what's... So I tasted the coffee, and it turns out that they were actually inspired by like dead birds or something, bro, because it tasted infested, bro. And Rach has a... like almost an instinct, bro, to complain about stuff. And maybe it's not just her. Maybe it's ladies in general. I can't say, but she said that the coffee wasn't nice. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Buy her a coffee and she's going to just complain about it. Spend this money. She's going to complain about it. Great. Can we be positive? Because I got a long black. She got a lactose-free latte. So I get the long black, so no home loans. And she didn't put any cold water in it, so I had to wait longer to drink it. So Rach drinks hers, says, nah, it's not very good. I'm not really into this. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, And then I have a sip of mine, and I was like, you know what? My apologies. This tastes like bird flu, This tastes like I'm going to grow wings and start coughing, bro. This tastes like actual pigeon shit, bro. Like it was disgusting. It was disgusting. I didn't bring my nail clippers to Melbourne, so my nails grew out a bit while I was there. First thing I did actually when I got home was clip my nails, but I had some length to my nails. I started scratching my tongue, bro. I tried to scratch the coffee off of my tongue. That's what it felt like. I almost started eating grass like a sick cat. Like a cat after it had just, like killed a bird, but the bird had bird flu, and the cat's like, what the fuck? Why does this dove taste like, actual shit? So I started scratching my tongue, dude. I looked wild. But Melbourne went through some pretty significant COVID times, so there was hand sanitizer everywhere, bro. So I was able to sanitize my hands after I scratched my tongue. But man, it was a bad coffee. Then we did a small shop. We wanted to get some breakfast food for the Airbnb, cook up our own breakfast, because when you're on holidays, man, you stop eating inside. But we did a really good job of eating inside. Anyway, we went and got some breakfast food, and then Kenny was just acting out a little bit. So I was just like, can I just get a minute? I just need a break. I'm about to have a little mentee bee, And Rachel's like, yeah, I'll take him to the park. You go grab some coffees and meet us at the park. Bang. I go get the coffees, bring them back. I'm like, this place was packed. Obviously a crowd favorite. I think we're on to one here. Rach sips it and she's like, oh my God. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? And then I have a sip and I was like, yep, this is buns too. This is bun B, bro. This is a bun bean. You want bung beans, bro. You want to no, and we were getting bangry. We were getting bangry, bro. And you guys are like, what's bangry? It's like being hangry, but it's when you don't have a delicious bung bean to sort you out. It's being bung hangry. It's bangry, right? And we were getting bangry because we wanted a good bean. And you can get a good bean at bungbungcoffee.com. Promo code Poddy, that's Poddy for 15% off all orders. Poddy, all caps. At bungbungcoffee.com. But yeah, dude, that shit, that you go to Melbourne and you're just like, this is the coffee city, isn't this? Is coffee capital, right? You guys think you're fucking, Peru or Colombia, Kenya. You think you're Kenya over here. There's so many more black people in Melbourne than in Adelaide too, by the way. I thought I was going to get whiplash, bro. I was given the customary head nod to all the black people I saw. I had to go see a chiropractor almost. I give the customary head nod in Adelaide maximum twice a week, and one of them's Lavelle, a board man. So that's what it was like in Melbourne. I'm seeing a lot more Africans over there. Well, just like obviously population density in general, but yeah, dude, just there's no black people here. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. There's some. One of them's a bad barber, and then the rest of them really, they're mostly hanging out at Casa Blah Blah or Wakanda Bar. So I don't really, and Wakanda Bar is closing down, I think. So I don't really know where the black people are going to be at. But I never see them. I never see them in Adelaide. In Melbourne, I'm getting RSI in the neck, no home loans, bro. But it was good. It was fun, man. And then like when I was staying at Steve's house, he lives near better coffee places. So every day I would go and get a coffee from a different place. Because I was going for a walk every day to do my flying and all that. I'm going to a different coffee place every day and it's all delicious. Just like, yum, yum, yum. Then I go with Rach on the other side. It wasn't even that. It was literally around the corner from Steve's house, but there was a different main street, and that main street, I guess, just had shit coffee. Because on Steve's main street, there was good coffee every day. every day. And that's why if you want consistent coffee goodness, you go to bungbungcoffee.com and enter promo code Poddy. That's PODDY, all caps, for 15% off all orders. Yeah, but I'm back now. I'm back and I got to book some shows. But in the meantime, Steve and I watched a movie. We're going to talk about it.
Comedy, action, horror. Will this movie win an Oscar? Set design, directing, acting, lighting, or costumes. This segment is Clay's Reviews.
We watched Longlegs. Longlegs, man. I don't even know what platform we watched it on. Potentially YouTube Premium. Can't remember. I could text him, but it's not great. It's not great podcasting when the host is just sending texts and shit. But we watched Longlegs. What did we eat when we were watching it? I don't have my notes on me today. But I believe that night we had, was that the burrito bowl night? Nah. Yep. We had a burrito bowl. That night. So I guess it's kind of hard to relate a Mexican dish to like a psychological horror thriller? I think it's more of a horror. And it gets a little, we're going to talk about this, but it starts to get a little like mad theatrical or supernatural. I like a supernatural horror, but the issue I had with anyway, let me get back to the food. It's hard to relate a Mexican dish to the supernatural. Like obviously, like there's a big Halloween aspect in Mexico, but this didn't really have any Mexicans in it. What it did have though was a shotgun kill. And I guess if you're thinking about it enough, a burrito bowl looks like somebody looks after they've had their head shot off with a shotgun. That's kind of what a burrito bowl looks like. And so that's where these two movies meet, is shotgun deaths. So Nicolas Cage is the main villain in this film, and the makeup is elite. He looks wild. There's a video, one of my favorite videos on YouTube is Nicolas Cage. I think it's called Nicolas Cage Losing His Shit, and it's just a compilation of him like really, really acting. And it's funny because you don't realize it when you watch his movies individually, but when someone creates a compilation of him acting like an absolute menace, you're like, wow, that's like part of his shtick or whatever. And he has a moment while he's driving a car in this movie where he does that. He loses it, and it made me be like, after this, man, you got to let me show you this video. So I showed Steve that video, and it was dude, there's something about a little YouTube sesh where you pick videos and you show each other videos, and sometimes it's just music. You're just going back and forth with music, but sometimes it's like the funniest shit you've ever seen. But that's not like mainstream. So it's not like from Skit House or the Chappelle Show. It's like that Essendon supporter that's like, get a dog up ya, Collingwood. You fucking deserve it. We fucking hate all of you, you know? There's that guy. There's, oh, you wish it? Yeah, that's shit. There's that one. There's all types of beautiful YouTube videos, but this one of Nicolas Cage just losing his shit is one that I got to share. So now another man has seen that and can pass that on. And that's going to be my legacy, is that I showed many people the Nicolas Cage losing his shit video. But yeah, he's wild in it. The main character breathes a lot. It's almost like scary movie, and like Anna Faris was taking the piss out of her before this movie was even created, because Anna Faris in that movie is like, she's always mad breathy. I know I sounded like kind of sexy when I did that, but I wasn't trying to be sexy. But sometimes I'm sexy on accident. But the main character, whenever she was like, she had like what's it called when you don't sleep? Insomnia. She had that, and then whenever she got spooked, she'd pull the gat out, and she'd be walking around the house like, and it's like, get it together, or you're gonna get yourself killed. You cannot be this loud in a situation like this. And my issue, which I was going to speak on earlier, is that this seemed quite grounded in reality. This movie, like there was like a serial killer on the loose, doing weird shit with code and somehow getting people to do what he says, and then leaving a little note. You know how serial killers do, and it's always signed Longlegs. Which I also don't understand the name of the film. I don't know why it was called Longlegs, and someone might be able to enlighten me on that. But I don't know where Longlegs relates to this. The villain Nicolas Cage says something like, "I'm wearing my long legs today," which sounds like that old pedophile off of Family Guy, and maybe that's where he drew some of his inspiration. But yeah, there was just patterns to the murders, as there always is, and there was bits and pieces that you put together, but it wasn't even worth it. Like the mum kept over the phone asking the main character, who was an FBI agent, have you been saying your prayers or whatever? So you could tell that they were a really religious family. And then when the code comes out, she immediately goes to the Bible to break the code. And I was like, whatever. It's always like rooted in religion or whatever. But it just wasn't grounded enough it was so grounded in reality until like the very end. Then it became all like spirits and curses, and it's just like, why don't we at least, because it's not a twist, it's a reveal, and it's not a good reveal. So that, that's how they were controlling people. That's why there was never any evidence of someone else coming into the home, because this curse was making them do it. Sorry. And it's just like, all they needed to do was the smallest bit of exposition where we've looked into everything. We've looked into this, that, and the third. We've even had a witch doctor look at it. And we are seriously starting to believe that there's more to it than what we've been seeing in the natural world, or some shit like that. That's all the only conversation. That took me 10 seconds, maybe less, maybe 8 seconds. But they're just like trying to trick you into thinking everything's all up and down, all gravy. And then at the very end of the movie, they're just like, oh, the curse has been released or whatever. And it's like, what? There was a curse? Oh, okay. Great. It was spooky. The music was spooky. The choice of camera shots, dude, they always had this girl centered. I'm trying to think of the reference. I can't remember who it reminded me of or what film it reminded me of, but they always had like the main character dead center, except for one scene that I remember. I think she was at the library or hospital or something, and she's on the phone, and she wasn't dead center. Like, it was just, it was beautifully shot. There was a lot of tension, like anxiety build up. But when that sort of reveal came at the end, like, it was a curse all along. Like, I was just like, that's like ending a movie and being like, oh, and guess what? None of it happened because it was all a dream. It's like, why did you make me watch that? If they just had said something like, I don't know, I just feel like that could have been executed a little bit better. I feel like we could have got more out of Nicolas Cage, getting such a big name and like spooky character. I won't give any spoilers about what happens to his character, but he comes into the film mad late. Well, mad early, but you don't see his face. But then like you start to see him mad late, and then it's just like not long enough for someone like that. And the character was so dark and confusing, and they didn't really give any backstory on his character or how or why he became to be what he was. So that was interesting. There was some family dynamics at play. There was the fact that there was not evidence but knowledge being held back. The main character sort of knew that there was something. Oh yeah, she broke the code. And she got a letter delivered to her house. And she didn't say that. She didn't say that it got delivered. Then all of the families were killed on like the child's 14th birthday or something. Or no, birthday on the 14th of the month. And then she gets invited to this birthday. And what are you supposed to just think that that's an accident, bro? And then, of course, I don't know, man. Maybe you're supposed to be like, maybe she's going to stop this murder of this person. But like as soon as the birthday invite came out, I was just like, oh, okay, bet. This whole family's going to die. And guess who died? That whole family. Little bit predictable and a little bit annoying that they chose to make it so like, grounded in reality for 90% of the movie, and then right at the end be like, and it's a magical spell from the devil or whatever. And I was like, So I probably end up giving that one like a 7 out of 10, man. Like, see it. It's worth a watch. But it just frustrated me with a couple of things there, man. But like spooky like cabins in the woods or whatever. For Rachel's 30th birthday, I think it was, she was thinking of just hiring an Airbnb and like having a party there, and then everyone leaves except her and her friends, and then they stay there. And she was in talks with this Airbnb, like locally in the hills here in Adelaide. But she was like, "Oh, can we come and have a look at it?" And they were like, "Yeah, come. This day, this time, or whatever." So we go, and I went with her. Luckily, not my birthday. I didn't really need to go with her, but I went with her, and we went and checked out this Airbnb, and it was on like pretty big property up in the hills. Like, you're outside of the city, so you got a bit of land, and we got the address right. You always got to double check the address when sometimes, I don't know. It's like ladies don't have a GPS internally. They don't have any fucking navigatory skills, bro. No orientation. The most important part of the iPhone for women, I think, is the compass, bro, because they don't get it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And then they always want to tell you where to go. Oh, you're going the wrong way. Trust me. I've been to Coles before. It's this way. Like, they're just confused, bro. But I'm not calling them dumb. I'm just saying their whereabouts, they don't know it. Oh, you want to travel with them? They don't know where they are, bro. bro, you turn the map upside down, they don't even know it, bro. There is something intrinsically in them that's not the same as us, bro. And if you're, science is only going to get better and better and better with the transitioning and stuff. And people are going to look more like ladies than ever before. And they're going to feel like them too, probably. Okay. And if you're so against it that you can't handle that jandle, and apparently if you get the chop, if you get your wiener chopped off, you lose the sensitivity sexually, the sexual stimulation part of your life, your body. So that's why a lot of people keep it. They keep the wiener. They keep the meat. And there will be a time where they can keep all the nerve endings and stuff in there and just shove it inside them and turn it inside out and really, really, go skin to skin contact, inside out wiener to outside out wiener, and you won't know the difference. And somehow it'll be able to lubricate itself and everything, bro. And the only way you're going to be able to know whether you're really speaking to a man or woman is do a test when you're driving them home, or get them to drive home without the navigation on, and see if they get there. And if they get there, that's a guy. And if they don't get there, then you take over, and that's a girl. And that's really going to be the only test that we have. That's how fluid gender is going to be. There's going to be no chromosomes or nothing. Ain't even going to be it anymore. You're not even going to be able to tell from that. So then we're going to be doing orienteering, where that's what it's going to be. Is there's going to be, you have to walk home together, and that person has to get you home. And if they get you home, they get to fuck you. And if they don't get you home, then you say, well played. Well played. You almost had me, but we were going uphill instead of downhill. And that's unacceptable in this set of circumstances. And that's really why I had to double check the address on this spooky place that we went to. So we went there, and it just didn't look habitated, It didn't look like anybody lived there. So I was like, is this the place? And we got back in the car, drove up and down the street. I was like, yeah, this is definitely the place. Come back, get out the car. Dude, there's a fucking gravestone in the front yard. Not the Airbnb I want to be staying at, but okay, red flag there. Knock on the door, bro. Check this out. And this is no word of a lie. As soon as I think it was me that knocked on the door, Rachel's phone starts ringing. It's like, or bzz, bzz, or whatever. It's an unknown number. Rachel answers the phone, nothing. And then I look in, like, it's one of those doors framed by windows, right? But with those like lacy curtains, those white curtains that are like barely see-through, but you can see through a bit. And I look in, and it's like old family photos in like frames, like, not big frames, like little photo frames, all over the walls, all over them, floor to ceiling, weirdo shit. We walk around the house doing real white people shit. We should have been scared enough to leave already. We walk around the house, look in the windows, and everything is covered by like big white cloths, as if there's painters there, but no paint. So we keep walking further back. We see the pool. And I'm like, I stop walking, right? I'm like, hey, Rach, no one's here. It doesn't feel like anyone's here. This is feeling a bit weird, yeah? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, we get close to that pool, we're going to end up at the bottom of it. Let's get the fuck back in the car and go. And we did. And we never heard from them again. They never messaged to see, are you coming? Where are you? Nothing. Nothing other than that phone call. I knock on the door, phone rings, nothing. And that was scary, bro. That felt scary to me. That felt like not supernatural, but it felt real psycho. It felt like someone was watching us. That time. That was freaky. And then there was this other time with like one of my first girlfriends, maybe my second girlfriend, third girlfriend, maybe my 28th girlfriend. But we went to this place called Kingston House where there's this story of this woman, Mrs. Kingston, that killed her husband with a shotgun, by the way, and then killed herself, shotgun suicide. So murder-suicide with a shotgun in the top of this house, which is now like a community center and function space. But that apparently that top room is still locked to this day. No one goes in there. And everyone goes there, or they used to, at least when we were younger, to go check out this place at night. And people think they've seen her. I feel like I've seen her, but it's probably my mind playing tricks on me, whatever. But me and my girl go up there this time, and we jump out of the car, and I got spooked. I couldn't tell you what it was, my imagination or a feeling or something. I was like, I'm getting back in the car. We get in the car, bang. This huge bang on the top of my car. It sounded like a fucking body landed on my car. And I sped the fuck off, bro. But yeah, that was scary. That was scary, man. To this day, I don't know what it was. Probably a gum nut landed on the roof of my car, but it sounded big, bro. And I was like, did someone see us there and throw something at the car? Or was it just the timing? Just like the phone call, man. Just the timing of it just seems a little bit more than a coincidence. And those are really the two supernatural situations I've been in. I went to this place called the Julia Farr Center once, which used to be like a mental institution, and they shut it down. And then the hospital was gutted, and apparently a lot of like homeless people used to stay there and shoot up and stuff. And a lot of kids used to go and explore in there, and we went there one night. And I went in maybe 10 meters, and then the guys were like, yeah, let's go downstairs. And I looked downstairs. It was pitch black. I was like, fuck all this, man. I'll wait in the car. I'll see you when you get back. So I think me and one other guy went back to the car. I think it was Marcus. And we waited for the rest of them. And they all came back safe. But it was spooky, man. Nothing crazy happened. I think cops came that night. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know whether to believe in like ghosts. I was about to say evil, but evil is definitely a thing. But is that from a entity, or is it just human beings? Human beings suck so hard. Like you got Hitler. You got fucking Kanye West, bro. Then you got Somalians or whatever, like got Somalians have like African child slaves digging up diamonds or whatever. Then you got the Saudis, bro. Just like the highest concentration of slaves in the history of mankind. Just over there, just like fucking swimming in oil or building fucking massive skyscrapers or soccer stadiums or whatever for free. India building iPhones, getting told who to marry and shit. It's just while Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, there's some real fuckheads, bro. Real evil motherfuckers out there. George Pell, Cosby. Man, there's some real sick fucks out there, dude. What was the other one? Epstein. Weinstein. It's wild. It's wild. And then you're like, so is evil like this dark spiritual energy? Or is it just a human trait that not everybody's born with, or that you're born with varying degrees of? Because I got a little bit of evil in me. I like to see something bad happen from time to time. Not too bad, I just don't mind it when someone fucking tries to jump a fence and clips their ankle on it and stacks it. That kind of makes me laugh, bro. That makes me laugh when I see that. But when I see a plane fly into a fucking building, I'm not really impressed by that. So what is evil? Are those people being controlled by their own desires, or is there like the fucking devil in them? Is there a devil that is putting his evil little rod right up there and controlling them? I don't know. I know that I don't discount the idea of a ghost. I think a ghost could exist. I think there's more than 7 senses or 5 senses. What is it? 5? Taste, smell, sight, sound, and touch. 5 senses. I believe there's more than that. I think there's hundreds, and we're just too dumbed down to experience. I've got friends who reckon they've taken mushrooms or DMT and they've been able to see colors and see sounds and hear colors and see oxygen go into plants and carbon dioxide come out of it, or vice versa. And I'm too scared to do those types of drugs, so I won't do it. But I think that's incredible. But no one's told me about any evil. My dad told me that he did acid once, and that the walls looked like snakes were crawling underneath the paint in the walls, and it scared the shit out of him. And I don't know whether he lied to me or told me the truth, but it's made me never do acid because I don't want to see that shit. So smart by him. But that's the type of shit that I'm not really into seeing in real life. I'll watch a movie about it, for sure. I'll watch Longlegs, 7 out of 10, but I don't want to see real evil in my life. I'm pretty happy to be ignorant to that. So I won't be doing DMT or acid or mushrooms probably. And I also won't be watching the news at night or during the day, 24-hour news cycle. I won't be watching the news to witness all the... Because I don't do good news, bro. It's all bad. And guess which new mainstream ingredient is giving you all cancer? That's right. It's guaranteed to be in your home. It's just every day there's some new shit. It's like you're not going to earn any money. You're never going to own a home. Your car's going to get taken away from you. You should invest. You should invest in the stock market. Now's the time to invest. Don't be careful with your money. Throw your money into gambling. Invest. Bang, stock market crashes. You're fucked. You're all fucked. Why did you invest? That's fucking irresponsible, you stupid fuck. And then they're just like, oh, and by the way, kids are dying in Rwanda every day, every minute. There's thousands of them. They're starving and the other ones are getting shot in the eye socket. And you're like, what the fuck? I'm not watching the news. No, thank you, bro. I'll watch Longlegs, please. I'll watch Bluey with my son, thanks. Positive Bluey. Beautiful Bluey. Who we saw at the fucking Melbourne Zoo, by the way. Bluey and Bingo were there on tour. So that was lit. Kenny, when he sees something he loves, he can't handle it. He can't handle it, dude. He just goes silent and sits there and looks at it, and then he's like, and then when it's over, he goes, I love that. That was really nice. But yeah, I'm not going to watch the news, though. Not going to watch the news. Not going to do hallucinogens or whatever. Just going to be ignorant to all that shit until... maybe you become privy to all the secrets once you're dead. Even then, if they give you an option, I'm just going to be ignorant in the afterlife too. Just fucking hang out. Don't know if there's an afterlife. I don't know if it's all just black, just nothingness. But you have to still have a consciousness to be aware of nothingness. So you just literally switch off and you don't even have a conscience anymore. I can't tell if that's sad or if that's a sweet release, bro. Because when I sleep at night, I can't sleep at night, bro. I have to put something in my ears. I have to be listening to something because otherwise my thoughts keep me awake all night long. All night long. All night long. All night. All night long. All night. Sorry for killing it just then. That we might get flagged for that on YouTube. I love you guys. You know what it is. Clay McMath Comedy on everything. If you don't follow already, follow Clay McMath Comedy. Follow Welcome to the Poddy. Not on Twitter. We got that hacked and taken from us. But we're on everything else. Love you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves. And as always, bung bung.